mathematics, the case of some selected schools in Bangoran subdivision.
Now you take it, your topic, let me correct you at once. You don't start the topic with an impact, an effect, or whatever. What comes first is the independent variable. Are you getting me?
Okay.
The independent variable comes first. Then the dependent variable is the last. Then there are some key concepts within. So you take it like this. Teaching strategies in mathematics. Teaching strategies in mathematics.
Yes, sir.
And its effect.
Yes, sir.
On students' learning outcome. And its effect on students' learning outcome.
Okay, sir.
It's the case of some selected secondary school in Banguren subdivision. You're good to go. That's great. Nicodemus. John 4. Nicodemus. Like I said, I won't call your name twice. I'm going to the next person. We're going to work with them. If you are leaving this class today, you don't have your topic, it means that you have yourself to blame. Pinovel, Musi. Madam, I don't like your way. You're attending my class like a masquerade. Show your face. Something like that. Yeah, but you are blocking your face. Why you don't want us to see you? No, you should. The law, the modus operandi of this class, nobody should join the class like a masquerade. All your faces are going to be seen. Okay, far from that interlude, madam, can you give us, if you attended the class, a research topic?
Yes, sir.
All right, we are waiting. No, we started the class. It's not a homework. We started the class how to frame a research topic. We told you what a good research topic is made of, the components and the criteria. When we discussed those criteria, I want you to look at it. That was the very first thing we discussed. How researchable is a research topic? So give me a research topic, madam.
I beg to come after, please. I'm begging. I didn't get that part of the class.
Are you sure that I'm going to have that time? Anyways, we go to Yvonne. Kumbong.
Thank you, sir.
Kumbong, Yvonne, Tanda should be coming from Bangulan.
Present, sir.
Are you coming from Bangulan?
No, sir.
Because Tanda like that, those are names from Bangulan. You resemble one Tanda that I know, eh?
I'm from Mention, sir.
You are from Womb, Menchum Valley or Womb, Agam?
Mention Valley.
You are coming from Benakuma,
No.
Bauru.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. I did my primary education in Womb, Menchum itself. That's the Agam GPS, Group 2, Boo Road, after Courtyard. After Courtyard, the road that's going towards my 50, you take your left. I used to pass the
Yes,
two.
sir.
I used to pass through Holy Trinity and Hausa Quarter and come there, so I know that place very well. All right, then I taught my very first posting was in Benakuma, GTHS Benakuma, when I graduated from Economal. So I know that area very well. I've gone to Isu, I've gone to Way, I've gone to Boo, I've gone to Ben. In fact, Isimbi. All right, madam, give me your research topic.
Okay, so teaching method and its effects in English language on pupils in Galim
Subdivision.
subdivision
Let me correct you right away. You said teaching methods and what?
and its effects.
No,
Teaching methods in English language.
yes, it should be like that. Teaching methods in English language.
In English.
Yes. Teaching methods in English language. I don't want you people to be using effect. I want you to take something else. I want you to put like this: teaching methods in English language and students' academic performance. Just leave it like that. The case of whatever.
Okay.
Because the first person was using effect, the second we should not allow the monotony of effect to take over everything. So your topic is teaching methods in English language and students' academic performance. The case of some selected secondary school, you say in Galim subdivision.
Yes, sir.
So you are in Galim now like this.
Yes, sir.
As the West. All right, great. Okay. The next person. Okay, Madam Winnie has not spoken. She's begging for time. I don't have that time. Rudolph has not spoken. Has Rudolph spoken yet? I'm sure.
No, sir. You have not spoken yet.
I'm talking about Rudolph. Okay. Who is that? Fossey. Fossey? Madam, are you with me? I'm seeing you, but you cannot talk.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Your face is not
Yes,
clear.
sir.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Maybe you're not getting me. I'm talking.
Your problem is your network. Network is the gap between us.
Yes, it's not a problem, sir.
Anyways, madam, we are on topics. So can you give me your topic?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Poor mastery of English language
Come again.
in primary school
Poor.
on people's academic performance.
I already see a very big problem in that topic.
Mastery of English
I'm
language.
seeing a big problem in that topic that you will sweat from first to 31st. That a topic like that, I'm already seeing you.
I switched.
Please, I don't want you to use teaching method again. Use something else. But that if it is that topic, I bet you that you will be one of the students who will be crying every day. Because that term, just that term is not measurable. Come again.
Okay. Parenting style and its effects on people's academic performance.
Something like that. Parenting style.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So your own is general. But I would have loved that we focus on problems pertaining to the subject that we are teaching.
Okay.
Because you are looking at it, you are doing didactics of your discipline. Your discipline is your subject. The subject that you will be teaching after this, after your HND. So when somebody sees a topic, a research dissertation that you defended, you should already know that you are already a didactician in that particular subject.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you should be a pedagogue in your subject. So which subject do you teach? No, after HND, you should be able to teach secondary school. If you are given a certificate to teach in secondary school now, what will happen?
Mathematics, sir. Mathematics.
And the other person are taking mathematics, but in primary school, I can give you, can you work on classroom management?
Okay, sir.
Classroom management. If you cannot work on it, tell me, let me give to another person. Nicodemus, calm down. Nicodemus, calm down. I'm seeing your hand up and down. I'm discussing with somebody.
I'm trying to do my own research topic, but network is not permitting.
It's not about network. You should follow the class. Somebody is already on. I am talking with Madam Fossey. I'm talking with Winnie Fossey. So when I'm done with Madam Winnie, I get back to you. Okay?
Yes, sir.
But why I'm discussing with her,
My problem was
everybody should be keen. You be listening very well as we shape the topics before we start the lesson. Okay?
yes, sir.
So Madam Winnie, you take classroom management.
So I don't know why you're
I'm getting you, Bo. Madam Winnie, Bila Rudolph.
sounding whether you're taking me now.
I'm getting you 24 on 24. Tell Bila Rudolph to put down that his hand. I'm seeing it.
Yes, sir. I'll put it down, sir.
Yeah, your hand should be down. I'm talking with Madam Winnie. Give her the respect. You put it down, your hand is still up. I'll flog that hand, eh? Yeah, the hand is disturbing up and down when I'm discussing with Madam Winnie here. Maybe they don't want Madam Winnie to have her own topic. Bila Rudolph, your hand is still going up and down. What is the problem? That digital divide.
It's just because I don't know.
And that's why I'm saying that we call it digital divide. The gap between those who have access to digital tool and can use it and those who do not. We have the have, the digital have, and they have not.
Okay.
Okay, Madam Winnie. Winnie? It's like Madam Winnie is already saturated with a topic that I have not even shaped. Then I go to another person. Okay, I'm going to the next person since Winnie doesn't want to come on board. I'm saying that your topic is classroom management. Are you there?
Yes, I'm good. Classroom management.
You should take classroom management.
Hello.
Yeah, classroom management.
Yes, sir.
And students' performance.
Classroom management.
And students' academic performance.
Okay.
No, academic performance.
Yes, sir.
Where is your subdivision? Where do you think
Yes.
you?
And students' academic performance.
Where do you think?
In the central.
Okay, in the central subdivision. Interesting. In the central subdivision. Are you coming from DOP?
Yes, sir.
You coming from Bamising, Bamali, Bamuka, Bambalang.
Bambalang.
Ah, you are the Mbo Yakum.
I'm the boy, sir.
Ah, okay. Bambalang. Around the
Yes. The water side.
the Bamijing Dam.
Yes.
And Bisa Island.
And Island. Exactly.
All right, I've been to Bisa Island countless times.
Wow. Yeah, Bambalang.
I've been to Bambalang too. Those two secondary schools there.
Okay.
Yes, I've been to the market. All right. The next person is Rudolph, who wanted to kill me with his. Okay. What? Yes. Okay. I'm getting you. So can you read? And students' academic performance.
Classroom. Yes, sir.
Classroom management and students' academic performance. Quotation open and close.
Yes, sir.
Quotation open and close. Full stop.
Okay.
The case of some selected secondary school in the central subdivision.
The case of some selected
Secondary schools in the central subdivision.
Fine, sir.
Yeah, so this one is general didactics and pedagogy. No longer a didactic of a discipline. I gave you this because you said you are working in primary school. Because in primary school, there are no specific subject.
Okay, sir.
In primary school, we go with general didactics.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So, Rudolph
Sir.
wanted to kill me with your hand. So, what is the problem? The first mistake you are making is that, the first mistake is that you are like a masquerade. So, put your video on.
Please.
There is no excuse. So indeed, you are really that masquerade.
I'm in the village where
Joining
the plan is that I'm in the village, I'm using my touch.
joining the class, whether touch or whatever, is minus 3 marks. That's the rule.
Please, sir.
They know the law knows no boundary. Please, I'm talking, so listen. The law, nobody is above the law.
Yes, sir.
The law does not know network. The law has nothing to do with network. The first, let me formally give you the rules and regulation. The first rule and regulation here is that when you join the class 10 minutes late, you will not be allowed to enter the class. That's the first thing. You will not enter the class. The second thing is that you should not join the class like masquerade. Now, when you enter the class, you mute your mic. You mute it until when you want to talk, that you unmute the mic and then you talk. Then, the third, failure to submit assignment on time is minus 5 marks. You are given a stipulated date to submit assignment. When you don't do it, they will subtract 5 marks. Then, every student in class must be dichotomous. What do I mean by that? The dichotomy of the student is that there are 2 roles that you have to play at least one. And I say dichotomous, I mean 2 things. You are either asking a question or you are answering a question. There is no dominant partner in this class. No parasite. Everybody must be active. You are active in the sense that you want to know something by asking the question, or you are answering. If you come to class for the whole day, you are unable to speak that regard, answering or asking, then you have me to contend with. My red pen will deal with you. Yes, so the last thing I would not entertain any form of noise when you unmute your mic, you want to talk. Before that, ensure that there is tranquility around you, perfect tranquility. I think I've spoken your mind. I go to Rodolphe. Rodolphe.
Okay. Sir.
Yes.
Okay, the research topic is the effects of teaching methods, the pronunciation of words in primary school.
Please, that I don't want that. About 3 persons. 3 persons have used teaching methods here. I want you to change it. There are so many problems in didactics. So something else. Teaching method. Nope. So what do you want? What will you take? I'm thinking. Have you already thought of what to say? Keep thinking. Then while he is thinking, Nicodemus, with your hand up all the time, now speak. Please show your face.
Yes, sir. The problem was my network, sir.
I want you to show your face. Network will not kill you. Show your face. I'm not seeing any face. I'm seeing. No, no, no. You don't have a face. No, no, no. The problem is that you cannot join with video. It's not a matter of touch. You don't know how to put your video on. Speak the truth. I'm seeing you from here struggling to do it, and there's no way. You cannot hide it because I'm seeing everything here. There's nothing you will hide there. There are some people there are some people who are hiding and eating in class. Nicodemus, at least if you cannot do it, at least your eyes are open now.
Yes, sir.
Now, do you know the sign of a television or a camera? A video camera.
Yes, sir. But it's not on the screen.
Have you seen any 3 dots on your screen?
No, sir.
Ah. Indeed, you have a very big problem. So what are you seeing on your screen? Can you screenshot it or just tell me what you see on your screen? Or you see nothing?
I'm only seeing you, sir.
I see but me.
And there's some other.
That is because you are put. That is because you have put your screen on full screen. You have put everything on full screen. If you had minimized the screen, you will see the different tools that you have to use. So you're not even seeing an audio sign, a video sign, somebody's spam,
No, sir.
a sign of the phone call.
No, sir.
Then you have a big problem. Your problem is your gadget.
Okay.
Anyway, as a masquerade that you are, you can go on.
Yes, sir. Let me do my
Yeah. This.
crisis and
Stop there. Stop. Don't finish. Yes, Anglophone crisis. Are you a historian? Are you a historian? How do you come up with Anglophone crisis?
No, sir.
How do you come up with Anglophone crisis? You are not a historian. What subject do you teach?
I teach in the primary, sir.
Oh, you teach in the primary, and then you have Anglophone crisis. Do you know what remove Agbogbala from the University of Boya? Eh? Do you know Barrister Agbogbala, the human activist? University of Boya, UB.
I don't know, sir.
When he went to class and wrote the topic Anglophone crisis, when he left the class, that was all about him lecturing in the University of Boya. It's a good topic, but the nature of your country, it means that you are bribing your way to prison. You go and meet Mancho BBC and many others in Kunenge Central Prison. Are you ready? Meet Tassan Wilfred and Sisiku Ayuk Kabi. So if you are not ready to meet them, just delete and format that word Anglophone crisis from your mind now.
Yes, sir.
Yes. When the time will come, maybe in the next regime, we'll talk about that. We are writing books and piling. It's the nature of the country. There is no press censorship and freedom of speech. So when you know the nature of your country, you manage it the way it's supposed to be. So far from Anglophone crisis, come up with something else. Let it be related to teaching. Let it be related to classroom. Let it be related to teaching and learning. This one that you are quiet like that. I hope all is well.
Yes, sir.
It's like you.
Classroom management and people's of what is that?
What are you
I'm
saying?
saying that classroom management and people's performance of course exam in the case of some selected school in Baikuba subdivision.
Sorry, that topic has been taken. That topic, somebody has taken it. It's the only classroom management and teaching method that you people know. There are so many things, there are parameters that can be measured. I don't know. So as teachers, you don't have any problem in class? Do you know anything about individual differences? Do you know what we call individual differences? Learner's uniqueness. Am I talking to? Do you know individual differences? How does a learner differ from another? Is that all you know? I'm not talking about behavior. You are going to another one. What about behavior? What are the different learning needs that must be satisfied by a teacher? What are the different needs of learners? Name the different needs of learners. This one goes to everybody in this class. If you have not formulated your topic yet, we will do that after. So we go to chapter 1 for now. We pose that issue of topic for now and we go to chapter 1. Okay? Yes, and if you know that your environment is not disturbing, you unmute your mic. If you know that your environment is not disturbing, unmute your mic so that you can be able to discuss with me. So, chapter 1, I've already presented a synopsis of chapter 1. This Yvonne that enter like that is causing problem. Eh? Okay, so chapter 1, we have background of the study, we have statement of the problem, we have research objective, we have research question, we have hypothesis, we have significance of the study, we have definition of terms, operational definition of terms. Talking about background of the study, yes, a background of the study gives an in-depth knowledge about what you will be writing on. For example, somebody has given us a topic, classroom management techniques or classroom management and students' academic performance. I want us to look at the topic classroom management. You see that classroom management and students' academic performance, we are looking at the different styles or different strategies of managing a class. So can you give me some of those classroom management techniques? Give me the different classroom management techniques. I am talking to the class.
Lesson presentation.
Who is talking, please? When you want to talk, your name.
Lesson presentation is one.
Okay. Next person. Your name, please. You are forgetting something. Your name. Okay, Bila Rudolph. All right. Next person. Next person. Yvonne. Okay. Motivation, yes. Uh-huh. Okay. Quinovel, what give me the different classroom rules and regulation.
Yes, sir. Giving rules and regulations
Correct.
at the start of the lesson.
No, rules and regulation is okay. Don't justify it. I like it. That is the first point I've approved. Rules and regulation as a classroom management technique. All the other ones are no points. Next. Next. The person who said motivation, yes, but I would rather you put it reinforcement. Is she getting me? Or it was a he? Reinforcement, have you gotten that as a classroom management technique?
Yes, sir.
The person who has that topic, classroom management, should take note.
It's not a person.
Huh?
Re,
Reinforcement. R E
what,
I
the,
R E I N.
I'm just,
Reinforcement. R E I N F O. It's okay.
a she,
Yeah, reinforcement. Have you taken it down?
she said, a she,
You need to have at least 3 subcategory of your main independent variable. You have had 1.
okay.
I approved of. I've approved 2 already. Somebody talk of rules and regulation. I approved that particular variable for classroom management. I'm giving you reinforcement. Okay. Are you there?
I'm taking notes, sir. I'm taking notes.
Active engagement. Active engagement. Active engagement. Now, with that topic, we're not going to go, we're not going to go to all those topics now. With that topic, classroom management and students' academic performance, as concerns background of the study, your background is written in 4 main blocks. What are the measurable terms in this background of the study? You have historical background, a theoretical background. Are we there? Historical background. The background is structured into 4. Historical background, theoretical background, theoretical background. Are we there? Conceptual background, conceptual background, conceptual background. Are we there? Historical, theoretical, conceptual, and contextual, from the word context, and contextual. Okay? And we all had the different sub parts of background of the study. Huh? Please, you should be communicating. You should be communicating. Let the communication flow. I need to understand if you are at the same level, we are on the same page. Yeah, put all those mic, put them on. Except the other, if you except the person whose on is disturbing. I should not be talking and waiting for you to respond after 2 minutes. We don't have that time to waste. Very soon, someone will be yawning here. So the first thing, after developing a research topic, you should make sure that the topic has the dependent variable, the independent variable. That's the first thing. Is the topic having an independent variable? For example, classroom management and students' academic performance. Classroom management is an independent variable, and students' academic performance is a dependent variable. Why? before students to perform in class, it depends on the strategy, the styles, the techniques of management that the teacher will actually employ. That is why we say that the performance of the student, for a child to pass, for a child to fail, it depends on whether the lesson was well taught. There can be many teaching without learning. And so to ensure that there is teaching and learning, we equally ensure that the classroom is well managed. You control the noise, you control the difficult students and students in difficulty. Because there are two categories of learner. You have a student in difficulty, then you have difficult learner. Those difficult learners are stubborn children who are very, very stubborn and are always a problem in class. The students in difficulty are the ones who are suffering from different forms of impairment. People are visually impaired, people are auditorily impaired, others are suffering from dyscalculia, and so on and so forth. Those are students in difficulty. Now, so to ensure that the classroom is well managed, you employ the different techniques of managing a class as a pedagogue, which has been mentioned here, like reinforcement. We have talked of rules and regulation, which is other word, conditioning the mind of the student, giving them the do and the don't. Then you have active engagement. So I prefer that word rules and regulation should be changed to, anyway, it's okay. You can put it to conditioning the mind of the student. Because when you say these are the things that you have to do and these are the things that you don't have to do, you're already conditioning the mind of the student, right? So you change that word, rules and regulation, to conditioning. Okay? So now, at the level of background of the study, you have to give a history of what? Classroom management. An involvement, how did classroom management start? So you give the various historical stanza that shows its involvement from a particular period to present dispensation. Okay? That is what entails a historical background. You must be able to historically explain the independent variable, which is the pivotal point. You have to talk about the independent variable, classroom management. What is classroom management? How did it start? How did it come about? What are the various ways in which people were managing the class before? Maybe before the 17th century or during the 17th century, 19th century, 20th century, and 21st century. And what is the difference between the previous ways of managing the class and our present dispensation? So the most important thing about historical background is giving a history that cuts across how it evolved with time. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then going to theoretical background. I'm not saying that there should be no subheading in background of the study. I don't want you to come and say now historical background, now theoretical background. I will cross it with two lines. I even look for you to floor. There should be no subheading. After writing the topic, background of the study, that is the only topic that represents background. I should not see something like historical background, theoretical background, conceptual background, and contextual. No, 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 no. There are wordings, there are vocabularies that when you use, somebody knows that you are already at historical background. You can say historically, or you can just say this classroom management has evolved with time. Somebody already knows that you are into history. Okay? Yes. Your background of the study should be at least 1.5 pages or and at most 2 pages. So after a historical background, you write in block paragraph. You don't indent. There is no indentation. You know the meaning of indent? Those of you who are teaching English language, you don't know indent. How?
So we said yes.
Somebody is saying no. It's no and yes.
I said no.
Aha, you are saying no. She's dying and saying that yes. How do you indent?
I mean, indent by giving a bit of space before we write from the first sentence.
That is
Then when you go down to the second sentence, you give space.
that is a linguist. You're talking like a colossal linguist. Please, let's clap for her. You're clapping only your children are seeing you there. Anyways, that is a good one. So that is the way you indent, but we don't indent when writing dissertation, project, topics, and the rest, or research work. You write in block paragraphs. Okay? Starting from the margin, always. And then when you want to move to a new concept, you step down, you give a space downward. Start from the line and you go down. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
So when you step down now, you take theoretical background. What are you supposed to do? Theoretical background. What is a theory? Can somebody define a theory here?
Can I try?
You are free.
A theory is a topic that is a topic that teach to investigate.
Okay, you have tried. You have really tried. Who else? Who else? Since you don't want to talk, I'll call names. Come again. I'm not getting you very well. I'm only hearing investigated and some TikTok sound. I already told you last time that a theory is a set of principles. A set of principles that has been put forth to prove a point. A set of principles that have been put forth to prove a point. Are we there? Please, who is that? Who is that? With that sound like that? It should be Yvonne. If you are sitting beside any electronic gadget, you should either off it or you slow the volume.
Yeah, so that is why you cannot get the from the background.
There is.
So, sir, you can hear from the background. That is why you cannot get anything.
That's what I'm saying. You have any radio, anything, you put it off. So in psychology, a theory is defined as in psychology, we define a theory as a systematic framework. Are we there?
Yeah, together, sir.
That yeah, they should. So I'm saying that in psychology, we define a theory as a systematic framework that explains or predict a set of observation. A systematic framework that explains or predict a set of observations which are related to our behavior, our thoughts, emotion, and mental process. A systematic framework that explains, predict a set of observation which are related to our behavior, our thoughts, our emotion, and mental processes. That is what you call a theory. Then, talking about the topic classroom management in theoretical background, you need to look for theories that are related to the variables that you have mentioned. What are the variables of the study? We have rules and regulation. I say you should change it to conditioning. Then we have reinforcement, and then we have active engagement. Are we there? Now, talking about reinforcement as a concept in psychology, which theory comes into your mind?
The theory of Ivan Pavlov.
Ivan Pavlov is not reinforcement, madam. Ivan Pavlov is Skinner's theory of operant conditioning. Yes, Skinner's theory. B.F. Skinner's theory of operant conditioning. Yeah, 1987. Skinner's theory of operant conditioning. Okay? So you must be able to, the spelling of what? Operant.
Of the name, sir.
Skinner. B.F. Skinner. Skinner is S-K S-K-I-N-N-E-R. S E-N-E-R. Skinner. You do sounds and word building with your student, pupils and learners in class now? Yes, Skinner. B.F. Skinner's theory of operant conditioning. That is a theory to cater for that topic, classroom management and students' academic performance. We have the theory there. So your work should have at least 2 theory and at most 3. Are we there? Now, and at the level of theoretical background, you are not supposed to write much. You are supposed to highlight. You need to tell us what conditioning is. You need to tell us what the theory of operant conditioning is in not more than 4 lines. To be explaining what's this theory all about, who brought this theory, what is it all about. Somebody reading that particular introduction should be able to already have an idea about the theory, because theories are presented in chapter 2, but at least a background of the theory in background of the study should be able to already prepare the mind of the reader to understand the theory he will meet in chapter 2. So in other words, you give a synopsis, a summary of that theory, which focus on the title of the theory, the author of the theory, the date the theory was postulated, the general idea about the theory, and what the theory is focused on. Because Skinner's theory of operant conditioning has three main key focus or areas, which are positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, and punishment. So you should be able to explain that. Then, talking about conditioning, somebody already made mention of the theory of classical conditioning by Ivan Pavlov. Pavlov's theory of classical conditioning. Conditioning of the mind, that theory is an experiment that was made with the dog. The dog and the bell. The bell was jingled. The bell initially was an unconditioned stimulus, and salivation was a conditioned response. Then you had food. You're going to see how the mind of the dog was conditioned, the bell was jingled, and food was presented. The dog always sees food and salivates. They know that very well. But now, the bell was associated, the sound of the bell was associated with food. Each time they ring the bell, or the bell was rung, the dog was presented food. So now it made the dog to understand that each time they ring the bell, food will be presented. So this made the dog to always salivate when there is, when the bell when they ring the bell. Each time they ring the bell, the dog will salivate because the dog knows that food will be presented. That is conditioning. So you need to explain and tell us what operant conditioning is all about, who brought the theory, how is it related to this, excuse me, network is kind of, are we there? Yeah, sorry for that network problem, network interruption. Sorry for that. Yes, it was a technical fault. I struggled to adjust it. So I was struggling to say that with theoretical background, you highlight the theories that you have to use in your study. The theories are highlighted. We have already talked about two theories here. We have talked of Ivan Pavlov's theory of classical conditioning. We have talked of Skinner's theory of operant conditioning. Yes. So I think these two theories are okay. The two theories are okay. So you at that level, theoretical background, you don't need to write much. At most 6 lines, three lines each, or 8 lines, four lines each, or 4 lines each, where you only try to give a synopsis, a summary of that theory. What do I mean by summary? The theory should have a title, the theory should have an author, the theory should have the main principle and how it is related to the topic. That is what we want to see at the level of your background. You don't need to be doing cutting and pasting. I don't want to see that. You need to write, summarize it so that when somebody sees just what you have written, he should already have a clue of what he will be meeting in chapter 2, because theories are formally presented in chapter 2. They are the level of conceptual background. What is a concept? Concept means content. Content, what your work consists of. What are the various components of your project? The components are the subcategory of the main independent variables. Can you give me the subcategory of the main independent variable on the topic classroom management and students' academic performance? I'm waiting. Are you okay? We have already identified 3 variables. We have identified 3 variables for classroom management here, right?
Yes, sir.
So don't go out of context. The topic is classroom management and students' academic performance. The theories we have brought here are coming from some of the variables. Can you name these variables, class? We have reinforcement, we have conditioning, and
Motivation.
active engagement.
Active engagement.
It's like your minds are on holiday.
No, sir, it's the network problem.
Network cannot evaporate material from your head, madam. Stop blaming network for nothing.
So the material design.
I thought of active engagement. One of the ways you can manage your class is to actively engage the learners in the teaching and learning process. True or false?
It's true.
Perfect, sir.
Yeah, when you don't engage them, there will be noise making all over. So those are the variables. No, so at the level of conceptual background, we want to see you explaining the meaning of conditioning, the meaning of reinforcement, the meaning of active engagement. If it were a topic teaching method, you should identify 3 teaching methods. For example, your teaching method should be mixed. Don't just bring out all learner-centered, because sometimes teacher-centered method of teaching are very good in presenting a particular lesson. So I think that you can have 2 learner-centered method of teaching and 1 teacher-centered method of teaching. You can bring something like guided discussion, okay? The person with the topic classroom teaching methods should take note of this sub-teaching methods as the concept, as the content, as the variables, as the predictors. We call them predictors. a division, any subdivision of the main independent variable to give you categories, you are bringing predictors. Why do we call them predictors? Because you are bringing in something that will predict the outcome of the study. For example, conditioning, active engagement, and reinforcement are going to predict the way students will perform as far as classroom management is concerned. Then in relation now to teaching methods, guided discussion, are we there? Dramatization, dramatization and role play. Then lecture illustration could be the sub-independent variable. So at that level now, at the level of conceptual background, you should be able to explain to us, what do you mean by guided discussion as a teaching method? What do you mean by lecture illustration as a teaching method? What do you mean by dramatization and role play as a teaching method? A person with classroom management, what do you mean by reinforcement? What do you mean by conditioning? What do you mean by active engagement? The person with the topic individual differences. How do students differ? We have students who are actually normal and others who are not normal. So we call them students who are suffering from forms of impairment and others who are just normal. I don't want to use a particular word that hurts. As people say, somebody is, no, not that one. There is that word, who can remind me of that word that is like a social cankerworm in the academic milieu? Huh? No, you are going out of context. It's just one word that when we use like that, it's disability. Yeah, those words like that, they are not good. From today, they should cease from your mouth. Yeah, you use impairment. People are suffering from impairment. Somebody is visually impaired. Somebody is auditorily impaired. Okay? Yes. Things like that. Don't say that he is disabled. I don't believe in that word disability, because there is ability in disability. Yeah, if you have been watching a lot of movies, you will see people whose legs have become their hand, and they are doing it very well. Yeah, so it is wrong, demoralizing to say that somebody is disabled. That is why the ministries of education rather prefer to use the word inclusive education. At first, it was special education. Special education made those people who have different forms of impairment, they felt neglected. They felt like they are not part of the society. And so the government brought their morals back by using inclusive education. That is why today we have all mixed ability in one single classroom. Students with different forms of need that must be satisfied by the teacher by using varieties of teaching methods, teaching styles, teaching strategies, classroom management techniques, and so on and so forth, to be able to satisfy the learner's need. So you should be able to explain to us, what do you mean by individual differences? What are the different forms of differences that exist in learners? You bring out this. You have a visually impaired learner, auditorily impaired, physically impaired, like somebody said, okay? Oh, and then you use other words like fast learners. I don't know how you are going to measure that. You have fast learners, you have slow learners. Those are the ways in which students differ, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you have so many parameters. If you choose at least 3, you should be able to explain to us, what do you mean by fast learner? What do you mean by a visually impaired learner? What do you mean by a slow learner? Okay? So at the level of conceptual background, should be explaining the concept. The concept are what consists of your work. In other words, the content. A synonym to concept is content, which means those aspects that your work consists of. So you should be explaining the variables, the sub-variables, which we call them predictors. Predictors are a subdivision of the independent variable, and the dependent variable is called the outcome variable. So what has to be explained is the dependent variable. We equally call it the explained variable. Then then we call the independent variables the explanatory variables. We are going to get acclimatized to the different vocabs of research method and methodology as we proceed. Okay? I am sure at that level we already understand how a conceptual background is written. Okay? Hello?
Yes,
now we go to the last part. That one, you will not even use it in your work, but it's important that you know. You need to know it. Contextual background. What is the meaning of context? If somebody say contextualize your lesson, what does that mean? Yes, Nicodemus. What's context? Winnie, want to say something?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Context means your work, the project you're talking about should fit in the situation, the scenario that you're talking about.
Oh, if I understand English very well, I would say that you are still beating around the bush. You've not really hit the right nail. You have the idea very well, but you lack the competence to express that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in context means the area
Oh, madam, leave it
or
there.
the
It's okay.
circumstance where
Don't continue. It's okay. The area you are carrying out that study. So we need to see the relevance of the problem in that area. Are we there?
Yes, sir.
How real is this problem of classroom management in Ndop Central subdivision? How real is it in Menchum division? How real is it in Balikumba subdivision? How real is it in Bangulan? And so on and so forth. Okay?
Yes, sir.
How do you do that? You need to know that people have written books about that. You find out what did this particular person write about? What actually did he say about classroom management in this area? Now, with what you have observed, how are classrooms managed in the different schools you have pinpointed out? In the different schools you've highlighted. Remember, your case study was talking about some selected schools in this particular area. So what's the nature of classroom management in these different schools? What are the styles that they are using? What is not going on there? How do they manage this class? Okay? So you should contextualize your problem, the area of the study. So we have discussed already what entails background of the study. If you don't understand it, let me know before I go to the next.
So I have a little worry when you were talking about theory to the conceptual.
Okay, conceptual.
You you talked about that in writing out the conceptual background, we have to talk about the title of the story, the author, and
No, 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 no. You did not hear me well. Let me stop you right there. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Conceptual What are concepts? Concepts are the content of your work. If I should say that my topic is classroom management and students' academic performance, what are the concepts here?
Conditioning, reinforcement, and active engagement.
Excellent, excellent. Those are the contents, and the contents are the concepts. It means that no, theories are already the ideas that people have formulated about that. For example, in conditioning, you should look for a theory that relates to conditioning. Okay? Now, if you don't have a theory that can be removed from the different variables, you go for a theory that has to do with the main variable, the main independent variable. If you have a theory talking about classroom management as a whole in general, it is still very good and accepted. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so if you have a theory that focus on the main independent variable and not the sub-independent variable, it is still approved and excellent. So are you okay now?
Yes, sir.
So that is that for background. Now, statement of the problem. What is a statement of the problem? It is a statement that you make that shows the problem that you observe in the field. Okay? The researcher writes a statement. That statement is problematic. How problematic is your statement of the problem? It is centered on the problems observed by the researcher in the field. Okay? Now, just from the topic, classroom management and students' academic performance, I want somebody to put it in a problematic way. Who is murmuring? Come again, let me hear you.
The effect of classroom management on people's academic performance.
How is it a problem from that statement?
The effect,
Do you think that effect is a problem? Don't you know that something is affected? Don't you know that something is affected positively?
the negative effect.
The negative effects. Okay, you have a point, but then it is the problem should be coming not from the effects. The problem should be coming from classroom management. How problematic is classroom management? Stop making your dependent variable problematic. Go to the independent variable, classroom management. How can you make classroom management a problem to you? Is classroom management not a problem to you as teachers? So what are the problems that you encounter when managing the pupils, the learners that you have, or a large class size whatsoever?
What performances of the learners due to
You have gone back to the independent variable.
classroom?
Madam, you should think before talking. Don't talk and be thinking. Because you are talking and thinking. Others are talking before thinking, but you are talking and thinking.
So can we talk of the time
time, being able to manage our time.
I just want you from that topic to say poor classroom management techniques. That is the problem. When you already put it poor, poor is not something good. True or false?
Thank you, sir.
When you say poor classroom management, it is already a problem. So how poor is the classroom when managed? Then you bring out those things. Somebody say, being unable to manage a large class size. A large class size is a problem, isn't it?
It is, sir.
So looking at it, you are already seeing that you have a large class size as a problem in class. Then you have difficult learners. Difficult learners. There are some difficult learners that are very, very, that you cannot manage. Stubborn children. Are we there? Inability of you as a teacher to prepare before coming to class. When you don't prepare your lesson very well, you find yourself lost in the midst of your learner and you are creating problem. You are the one causing problem. Because when you have a mastery of what you want to come and teach, you already arouse the interest of the learners. You already captivate the mind of everybody to focus on that. You don't need to come very, very wild, unprepared. You come and instead of teaching, you are on teaching. You are a call for concern in that class. You are the one bringing the problem. The children are the one to manage you now, not you managing the class. So when it concerns classroom management, you have various problems that the teachers face in class. You come across nowadays in secondary school, the students now have taken teacher like a punching bag. You see students come to school with knives, with all forms of weapons of mass destruction. Even right at the level of the ministry, the minister has made you people to understand that you don't have to punish the child. Giving that child that particular right, that level of magnitude is already belittling the teacher, which means that as a teacher, you have already been belittled in front of the student. Your powers are limited. Long as those days when we used to see our teachers in around environment and run away. Now the teacher, the child sees you and wants to come and shake your own hand. And even toast it. The kind of children that we have today. Students come to school with guns, with cutlasses, with knives, instigating fear in the teachers. How do you manage those kind of students? Those are the problems that you need to highlight. That during your teaching and learning process, you came across a kind of large class size that you couldn't really manage very well, and you only adopted some kind of strategies like proximity control, talking and moving in class, but some students will make noise, and when they see you talking and coming closer to them, they stop noise. But the other ones that way, they start making noise, and so on and so forth. So a large class is a very, very big problem for you to manage. Then you have some students who are very, very difficult, like I told you, stubborn students who make a lot of side comment in class. You know that a single side comment that you make in a class that is serene, everybody is quiet, disrupts the whole lesson. Sometimes the teachers are the one causing the problem. For example, a teacher is teaching and then a child is making noise, say, hey, you, stand up there, come out. No, when you do that, you have already disrupted your class. You have to manage your class. There is time management too. When you say, hey, stand up, come here, kneel down there, everybody will focus. All the learners are focused now on that. You've disrupted the lesson for that particular time. There are things that you have to do. You adopt other strategies like talking, walking, and moving closer to students that are disturbing. Without necessarily asking anyone to stop noise, you are talking and walking closer to them. You are maintaining the class in that order. That's what you call proximity control. Okay? Avoid saying, hey, you come here, show your hand. No. Those things, you are the one causing problem. Okay? Now, when you as a teacher, you do not set up your modus operandi. What do I mean by modus operandi? Your rules and your regulation. Spelling out the do and the don't at the beginning of your very first lesson. The students, the learners, the pupils, the kids can never take you serious. People should know that what I have done is not in accordance with the class principles. People should know that these are the expectations, so that when the child goes against that, he already knows what awaits. So when you condition the mind of the learners like that, you are already making them to understand that this is the way the class has to function. So failure to spell out the rules and regulation is another problem in class. That you couldn't spell out your rules and regulation. The children don't know what is good and what is bad, what is needed, what is not needed. That is a problem. Okay? So at that level, at the level of statement of the problem, many of you students make a lot of statements with no problem there. I read 3 pages, 4 pages, I will write there, yes, the statement well made, but no problem. There is no problem in the statement. So learn how to make your statement problematic. How do you make your statement problematic? Go back to the sub-independent variables and see how you can coin them in a problematic way and explain to us how this problem was a hindrance to you as a teacher in the course of teaching and your learning process. For example, conditioning. Conditioning, failure to condition the mind of the student, you make the class very rowdy. Reinforcement. A child answers a question. What's reinforcement? The act of causing a behavior to repeat itself. The act of causing a particular behavior to be repetitive. That is what you call reinforcement. It is different from motivation. Reinforcement is the act of causing a behavior to be repetitive. A child answers a question, you have to be remorseful. You can say clap for the child feel belong, the child feel recognized, the child feel acknowledged, and the child will always want to be acknowledged, to always answer that question so that they will clap for, so that he feels rather he has arrived. There are some wayward, deviant behavior that you can discourage without necessarily punishing the child. For example, a child, you say, for example, like today, I am going to instigate something here now, starting with you here and now. I said you should submit your assignment and nobody did. See the way I am going to reinforce the class. All those who have submitted the assignment, I will give them +5 marks. And those who do not haven't submitted their assignment, I will not subtract any mark from them. I will not give them any mark. Have I punished anybody?
No.
Have I punished anybody? Madam Winnie is saying yes. Where is the punishment? Can you elucidate? Those who submitted their assignment, they have +5. Those who haven't, no plus mark. So how is it a punishment? Am I owing you any mark? Am I owing you any mark? Come again. Now somebody is saying I'll punish. I've not punished anybody. If I have subtracted a mark from you, that's where you'll be talking about punishment. I didn't subtract any mark. I just said those who did their assignment, they have +5. Okay? And those who haven't done the assignment, eh? I am not here. We are not here in a court. Stop justifying yourself. There is no amount of complaint that can be commensurate to 5 marks. If you are, there are only 2 things. It's either you submitted your assignment or you haven't. Stop creating a scene.
So I submitted.
Yes, you are +5. Clap for yourself. So those who haven't, those who did not turn in their assignment, please, I don't want to entertain that kind of statement. Submitting it was a problem. Yeah, so blame submission. That I know that is a difficult task. You people are pedagogues. Very soon you become andragogues. How do you go about with digitalization in your various schools? How do you go about digitalization? You are singing digitalization every day. The minister is visiting your school and you are winning prizes for something that you don't even know. Yeah, in a village, you can make digitalization. I will tell you, when it comes to didactic engineering, I will teach you that here. Even in a village, you will be the best. So far from that. So it's a statement of the problem simply highlights the various difficulties, the various hindrances, the various problems that the researcher observed in the field that is a very big handicap that affects the dependent variable. You know what? Our dependent variable here we talk about is students' academic performance, student learning outcome. So how does classroom management negatively affect students' academic performance? By virtue of the problem that we saw, inability of the teachers to prepare their lesson adequately before coming to class, inability of the teacher to condition the mind of the student by spelling out their rules and their regulation, inability of the student, the teacher, to actively engage the learners in class, and some teachers making noise in the name of punishing and putting the class in order. So you make a statement full of problems. The problem should be coming from the different predictors, from the different concept, from the different contents. Then, have you read books that equally highlights some problems of classroom management? Bring them out. Use in-text citation, the most recent APA format of citing, by writing the author's name only and the year, writing the author's name and the year, and then bringing out the problem. So if you have read books that equally highlight problems of classroom management, you bring them out. Okay? So how do you write a statement of the problem? Yes, a statement of the problem is written by focusing on what the researcher had observed as a problem in the field. You should show how the problem, you write in an in-depth manner, go very detailed, and let somebody read and feel the problem. The problem should be felt, and not you saying that I wanted to write like this. No, I should be able to see the problem. Okay? Do we now understand what a statement of the problem is?
Yes,
Or for example, you can say that during my teaching practice, or when I was doing part-time in this school, I realized that the students, the learners were always performing very poor. Now, I became so curious and decided to find out what could be the reasons for this poor performance. After interrogating a good number of students and even the teacher, I realized that the problem was coming from classroom management. Now, bothered by that, I decided to find out the extent to which classroom management could be a problem in students' academic performance, where you realize that some teachers are teaching a large class size, a very large class size, about 100 students, in a single classroom where one teacher is handling. So it becomes a very big problem for the teacher to handle. Students are making noise north, west, south, east. So the teacher, when he is at this particular part of the class, noise is coming from the opposite side. So it became a very big problem. Secondly, some teachers couldn't spell out their rules and regulations at the beginning of their first lesson, and this made the understanding between the students and the teacher very difficult because the students were confused and did not know what they need to do and what they shouldn't do. Then there were equally some difficult students in class who were very stubborn and difficult to manage. An inability of the teacher to be able to prepare well his lesson by mobilizing the most appropriate resources, didactic material, and teaching aids to be able to teach that particular lesson made the teacher confused in front of the students, made the teacher a call for concern. The teacher exposed his kind of waywardness and how do I put it? Is laissez-faire, taking the teaching and learning as the kind of laissez-faire. So you see how you can highlight a problem, right? Yes, likewise in other areas. So after your statement of problem is a page or even 1/3. Then your research objective. Your research objective is another part. What is a research objective? What's an objective?
A research objective is what the researcher intends to get at the end of it.
Yes.
Or how
What the researcher intends to get or to do. What you'll be doing in the course of carrying out your research, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's look at the topic teaching methods. What are the variables I gave you for teaching methods? Huh?
Yes, sir.
What are the variables that were given for teaching methods? Come again.
Guided discussion.
Okay, guided discussion. There was lecture illustration, right? Dramatization and role play.
Illustrations, sir.
Then dramatization and role play, isn't it? Okay, now let's look at it this way at the level of the objective. What did I tell you are the different types of objectives stated? Last time. Don't be quiet now, madam. I'm seeing you quiet. Musi. Madam Yvonne. Kumbong. Why are you quiet? Winnie.
Yes, sir.
What are the different types of objectives? Are we safe?
So I know of specific objectives, general objectives, terminal objectives.
Who is talking?
Yes, sir.
The name.
The Musi,
Madam,
Musi.
you are +3.
Yes, sir.
+3.
So let me check it down.
Yeah, put it
The 14.
+3. I must comment your relentless efforts in actively participating. Here.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, keep it up. I like it. I'm making the class interactive.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so with objective, you have specific objective and main objective in research. The main objective and specific objective. So what is a main objective? A main objective highlights what the researcher will be doing or what the researcher will do with focus on the main independent variable and the dependent variable. The main objective comes from the main independent variable and the dependent variable. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm saying that the main objective is derived from the topic, where the topic has the dependent variable, the main independent variable, and the dependent variable. True or false?
You're right, sir.
Okay, so at that level, looking at it, classroom management and students' academic performance as a topic. Now, how can you how can you put it in an objective manner? That the objective of this study, that the main aim of this study is to examine the extent to which reinforcement affects students' academic performance. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
That you are examining the extent. You want to examine the extent to which reinforcement affects students' academic performance. That the aim of the study is to examine the extent to which reinforcement affects students' academic performance. Or you could say that you want to assess the rule of reinforcement on students' academic performance. Okay? You want to assess the rule of reinforcement on students' academic performance. You want to evaluate the rule. Now, you want to see how reinforcement affects students' academic performance. You want to investigate how, understand, things like that. But I would like that you want to examine the extent to which reinforcement affects students' academic performance. That is the main objective. Why do I call it the main objective? Because it is coming from the topic. Because it involves the main independent variable, reinforcement, and the dependent variable, students' academic performance. Are we there? So it should be titled main objective. Then you write that the main objective of the study or the aim of the study is to examine the extent to which reinforcement affects students' academic performance. After that, you take another subheading, specific research objectives. Specific research objectives. Under objective now, after looking at the main objective, you go to specific research objectives. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, under specific research objectives, what are we supposed to use?
So we use the predictors.
Yes, can you use one predictor? The one that you're opening your eyes like that, want us to run away? All those who have attended the class today as masquerade, I will subtract 2 marks.
So we are not concurrent. It's network.
There's no network. You are so how you forcefully put off your video. I'm seeing you from here. Network will subtract 2 marks from you. That's when you understand. Answer, my friend, answer the question. Focus here. Forget about the 2 marks. 2 marks will not kill you, right? And that is what I call punishment now. That one is punishment. The other one was not punishment. Should be able to know the difference between negative reinforcement and punishment. Okay, so somebody said we should use the predictor. When I asked her, she had to blink her eyes and switch off her video and went off. So how?
Please pattern your question.
It means that you are not even here psychologically. You're absent.
I'm there, sir.
It's network.
I'm live.
It's network, right? Okay. You said you are the one who said that you can use predictors, and I'm asking you, use one predictor to show us an example. I like to correct when there is an error. Don't make me to take you for a tabula rasa of John Locke.
Jesus.
Because students are not tabula rasa, they know something. But you are making me to feel that I go back to the insult of the 17th century where we used to say students are empty vessels. I like students who struggle to say something and they say a wrong thing. When you say something wrong, you will grab my explanation very well because you always think of the wrong thing that you said. This face looks very familiar with the face that I know, but it's, the face looks like somebody I know in DOP, but you are not from DOP.
Me, sir.
No, Edwin.
Yes, sir, I'm from DOP.
Are you from DOP?
Yes, I'm from DOP.
Are you related to Nkwembon Vincent?
I don't think so, sir.
Are you a Bamuka man?
No. Pardon?
You come from Bamuka?
I was living there, and I'm from Bamisi.
You are coming from Bamisi. Your face looks like it is. Anyway, people resemble, you know.
I said, what? I grew up there.
GBHS DOP? Yes. Okay.
Okay,
Good.
so let me try with those
Yeah.
one amplificator.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was doing a question to what extent is the new enforcement contribution to students who have a limit information.
Please, let's clap for him. When I was in the primary school, we had a pattern of clapping that I was already conditioned, that was conditioned in my mind. The sound is, that is the way we clap. So I want to correct you on what you've said, and I like the attempt to examine the extent, to which, not in which, to examine the extent to which reinforcement affects students' academic performance. Then you put it like this: To examine the extent to which reinforcement as a classroom management technique affects students' academic performance. To examine the extent to which reinforcement as a classroom management technique affects students' academic performance. Next. Next.
So let me try.
Finivel.
Yes, I wrote to verify the extent to which poor conditioning affects teaching learning within a specific time.
Yes, I have two problems with the statements that you have made. The first
Yes, sir.
the first problem is poor conditioning. At the level of your objective, your statement should be two-tail test, not one tail. You're already tilted to a tail test, to one tail. Secondly, the second thing there is the fact that, what did you say? Repeat just what you
So
said.
I said to verify the extent.
Yes, now verification. Yeah, verification is another problem. Do you know the meaning of verification? Hello, madam.
To replace them.
So,
To find out.
verification.
Find out.
It's different from find out. They may look the same, but verification is when you already have something presented.
Finding out.
No, I disagree in total. To verify, when you, huh?
Please, what can I use this instead of verify?
No, I want to tell you what verification is so that you should know that if you want to use verification somewhere, you should know where to use it first before I tell you what you will use. That is why I like you to talk. When you talk like that, your problems are exposed and we adjust them. You verify when you have already something presented in front of you. Then you are looking at it to find out the evidence. Okay? For example, I've given you a series of pen with different color, and I've asked you to verify the red colors there. How many pens have red color? It means that you already have something. You are verifying based on certain evidence. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Verify this. You already have something you want to see. Now, when you say find out is different. To find out, you must not have what you want to look for, but you can search for it. Want to find out this.
Thank you.
So at that level now, you can examine how far conditioning affects students' academic performance. How far? Madam Winnie, you join my class, you go in and out of the class with no permission. Who sent you out of the class, Winnie?
Sir, I don't go out.
I'm seeing you going out.
Sir, that is the problem.
It displays on my screen, Winnie has joined the class. Winnie has gone out.
No, I just find myself out.
You have to appease network.
Hello, sir.
Appease network. You did the
Hello,
policy.
sir. I'm not the crossing.
You did the policy of appeasement in history.
Oh my God.
So you appease network.
No, sir. I'm not a history student.
Try to appease network. How do you appease network? There's a way to appease network. I'll tell you by the end of this class, so that network should become your friend. You get married to network. You have to get married to network. Monogamy. Monogamy.
Hmm. Hmm. I hear they are document has instituted that.
Okay, so at this level now, you see that you are following up the lesson very well. You are able to go to a predictor and put it in an objective form. I want somebody to finish that objective with active engagement. This time around, I want this person to speak. Nicodemus, the old version of the Bible. I want you to use the variable active engagement and frame an objective, a specific objective.
How far does active engagement as a classroom management affect students' academic performance?
As a classroom management technique, complete like that. Plus 2 marks. Register it.
As a classroom management,
Somebody should register it plus 2. Objective, Madam Winnie, Queenie Bell, Musi, you are my class delegate, my own class delegate.
Yes, sir.
So register that marks. You are not the class delegate of your, it's of my class. As far as the research is concerned, you are the class delegate. Now, next class for entrepreneurship will be online. It will no longer be on WhatsApp. I'm sure you already know that.
You only ask the class to upload. You are supposed to use my own mark.
Am I owing you any mark?
As the class to ask the class, I think that also should have been a mark for me, sir.
You clap for you? They were to clap for you?
Yes, yes, sir. Answer the question and ask the class to clap for me.
That's positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement. I am sure that by the end of my course, you must have gotten acclimatized to the different vocabularies in the teaching and learning process as far as didactics and pedagogy are concerned. Yes. All right. So you see, the objectives should be framed from the main topic and the variables. Now we go to the research question. I want somebody to go to the main research objective and frame a main research question there. So now we go to research question. How do we state research question? Avoid. What did I tell you to avoid last time? I want to see somebody who has a very fast retentive memory. That person will be having plus 2 marks. A question I ask you to avoid. Let me prompt and even prompt you to see if you can remember. I'm counting from 1 to 5. 2 marks gone. 1, 2. No, I'm taking my time. 3. 4. 4.5. and 5. Stop thinking. I ask you to avoid the questions of yes or no. Question that will allow the student to respond yes or no. We discussed about this last time, right? Is that why you? That's why you cannot remember for 5 minutes. Ashia.
Nice, sir. That one was too easy, isn't it?
So those questions, like, don't ask a question that will allow the child to give you an answer here. For example, you say, is classroom management a cause of students' academic a cause of poor performance, or does classroom management affect students' academic performance? I don't like those questions. Those questions are wrong. Those questions are what we call in chemistry or physics scalar quantity, no magnitude, no direction. So avoid those questions. Don't come out with research question. I ask you to come out with a research question, you ask those kind of questions. No. So you use words like how far, to what extent, examine, evaluate. How, which, when. Those are the vocabularies that you have to use. At your level, I prefer how far, to what extent, and how. Get the vocabularies, how, to what extent, and how far. Okay?
Sir,
Who is writing in your WhatsApp, in your class forum?
beg your pardon, sir.
I'm seeing a note in your class forum are still available, sir. We are still in class. Who is ask? Okay. Anyway, forget about that. Okay. From the research objective, can somebody come out with the main research question using the different vocabularies I've mentioned?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Who is trying?
Forgive sir.
Okay.
How far does conditioning as a classroom technique affect students' academic performance?
Please clap for him. Is it Nicodemus whom I said they should clap for last time?
Yes, sir.
Give him
The
plus.
one you gave too much.
No, no more again.
Sir, give it back, please. You have not heard.
No, no more. I thought that is the other
Sir,
person.
you have not heard.
I thought that is the other.
Reinforcing his strength, sir.
Huh.
You have not heard. Sir, you have not heard that he has plus 2.
We'll give him a +1.
Okay.
Yeah,
Reinforcing
madam.
his strength, sir.
Yeah, madam winning.
Okay. To what extent does active engagement affect pupils' academic performance?
Something is missing. Find it yourself. Who can look for it? That thing that is missing.
Classroom management technique.
As a classroom management technique. Thanks for that reinforcement. Add 1 to plus. We need 4C. Give 1.
Yes, sir.
All right. The next person. or the next. So you see the way the objectives are framed, are changed to research question now.
Please, I have a question.
I like questions.
I don't know if I misheard you saying that the main research question should come main
Should come from the topic,
the main objectives.
or from the topic.
Yeah, from the
Mhm.
yes, sir. So from the two that were given, it didn't really come from the topic. They came from the predictors
So
or the
give
sub
they are giving
independent variables.
no, they are giving objectives. Generally, they are using the different variables. Now you can give that one coming from the topic. We're hearing from you now. Thank you for that reminder. It's a good one.
Yeah, I have something
Pigeon,
like to what extent does
pigeon,
poor
pigeon, pigeon,
classroom
pigeon is forbidden in this class. That your wahala should end there.
I'm sorry, sir.
Yes.
To what extent does poor classroom management technique affect pupils' learners' performances?
Please remove that poor there. I told you that you should not already take sight. We are still to find out if it is poor or not. We have not yet done any research. We are at the level of introduction. So you should stand in the middle. It should be classroom management. It is during our investigation that we will see that whether it is poor or not.
Yes, sir.
So how can you correct yourself now?
What extent does classroom management technique affect learners' performances?
Students' academic performance. Correct. Good one. Are we there? Do you now know the difference? Do you now know the difference between objective and hypothesis? Objective and question. Do you now know the difference between research questions and research objectives? It's not the issue of nyesh, nyesh. You should speak with example so that I move to hypothesis. Yes, I want someone to speak with example. Nobody is speaking. You accepted that you know, but when I ask you to speak, nobody is speaking. Is it normal? Okay. Now we go to hypothesis if you are unable to explain that.
Can I try, sir?
All right.
For this related question. Okay, for the objective, it will be like this. At the end of the research, the researchers should be able to outline at least three main causes of classroom management and its effect on people's academic performance. The search question will be, to what extent does active engagement affect academic performance as a classroom management technique?
I just wanted to show the difference between research objective and research hypothesis in plain English. Okay, let me come in. You have been
So
wasting.
I think the objectives examine a problem, while the research questions find out them what causes the problem.
You are speaking English, and we are talking research. You are speaking by English.
Wait.
You are speaking English. You are a linguist. Are you teaching English language?
So I teach in the basic education. I teach a primary school, sir.
But I understand that
And I love English.
English language from psychologically from here as a psychologist, I should see that English was one of your best subjects, and you have a lot of passion for it because you speak with
Well, maybe because I read lots of literature books, sir.
from your write up, from the way you speak, you talk with a lot of zeal and dexterity.
I'm a pure science student, sir.
Yeah, but science students with an English background, what does that mean? When they want to go and do pipation and titration, do you speak the dialect there?
You got the point, sir.
Uh-huh.
We titrate and
Pipette,
in
you
English.
titrate. Those are English vocabularies, right?
Yes, sir.
Some of you find yourself swallowing chemicals in the lab for poor pipation. Okay, so I want to say that objective here simply spells out the aim of the work, which characterizes and show what the researcher will be doing in the course of in the investigation. So it brings out the aim of the study. What are you supposed to be doing during the study? You said the aim of the study is to examine the extent to which reinforcement, conditioning, and active engagement affect as classroom management technique affect students' academic performance. So you want to find out, you want to investigate, you want to examine the extent to which this. So an objective actually carries out what you will be doing during your research work. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now, coming back now to research question, how do they differ? You said the objective, for example, the first objective is to examine the extent to which reinforcement as a classroom management technique affects students' academic performance. Yes. Now, at the level of the question now, To what extent does reinforcement as a classroom management technique affect students' academic performance? What is the difference? Why your objective is looking at what you will be doing. Your question is focused on how it will be done. Are we there?
Yes, sir.
When you say to examine the extent, that's what you'll be doing also. Then you come and ask a question now, to what extent? It means that you get into it now. When you say to what extent, it is either to a greater extent or to a lesser extent. True or false? When you say to what extent does reinforcement as a classroom management strategy or technique affect students' academic performance? During the research, after the research, the findings will either show to a greater extent or to a lesser extent. True or false?
No, sir.
So you will now, why it is focused on how it will be done, how it will be done. The objective is showing you what you will do, what will be done. Question is how it will be done. Okay? Yes, far from that, you go to research hypothesis, please. Let's round up very fast. The class, we have spoken a lot. I'm sure you have gained a lot today. Yeah, so if you leave this class today, you cannot write chapter 1. It means that you have a problem. We're ending the class today, and it will not happen like that again. At I want to finish chapter 1 at 12:30. So we're adding 30 minutes to 12 already, and I'll make sure that I finish before that because um, I have only 3 classes left. All right. So hypothesis. What did I tell you is hypothesis? No answer.
A hypothesis is a temporal answer to a research topic, sir.
To a research question.
A research topic or question.
An answer is given to a question, not a topic. Do we give answer to topic? In English.
We have to give answer to question.
In English, do we give answer to topic? So if I
give answer to question.
So if I ask a question that to what extent does classroom management affect students' academic performance? What could be the answer? What could be the answer? What am I expecting? What am I expecting?
An answer, sir.
A lesser or a greater extent? Now, if I ask a question like, now going back, let's go back to what I said should not be brought out. What did I tell you that you shouldn't bring out? Now,
Questions should not have
questions that
that would be yes or no.
No, I like a vocabulary. I like a vocabulary from the background. Close-ended question, very grammatical. Straight to the point.
Wow.
Straight to the point. Close-ended questions are not accepted. You ask open-ended questions.
Yes.
That is a very good one. In fact, +1.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, now
Mr.
now at that level, you see that now going back to hypothesis.
Evans.
Madam, we don't say Mr. with you when using English names. The name is Evans, like he corrected you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you can say Mr. Mban. Is it Mbanjono? Mbanjono?
Yes.
Yes, you use the surname.
Mr. Banjonen.
Yes, the Banjono is the one you ascribe Mr. to. It's a surname. That is English. The name is Evans. Whether you are
You're right, sir. Thank you,
whether
sir.
you are a minister, the name is Evans, like that. Whether you are a professor, it's Evans. Okay, so you see,
Thank you, sir.
hypothesis grammatically is defined as a conjectural preposition. A conjectural preposition. Conjectural preposition. That is the grammatical definition of hypothesis. Now, in a layman's way, hypothesis is defined as a temporal answer to a research question. A temporal
The first definition is
a conjectural preposition. Conjecture. K o n j e k t u r a l. Conjectural preposition. Okay. Now, going back to what I told you that you shouldn't, now it should be brought out, bring back the answer that will either tell you whether classroom management affects students' academic performance or not. The questions that permit you to answer yes or no are forbidden, but the answers that allow you not to bring back yes or no, but to say that classroom management affects students' academic performance or classroom management does not affect students' academic performance. That is what we want from you. So hypotheses are stated in two ways, either in a positive way or in a negative way. Either using not, the not form that does not, or saying that it does. Are we there?
Yes, sir.
For example, hypothesis, you have two types of hypothesis in research work. You have alternative hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Are we there?
Pardon, sir.
You have an alternative
No,
hypothesis.
sir.
Please, we are ending this class at 12:30. We have alternative hypothesis.
yeah.
Alternative hypothesis. Okay? Are we there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, an example of an alternative hypothesis is when you say classroom management affects students' academic performance. Okay? Are we there? Classroom management.
Yes.
No, sir.
Classroom management affects students' academic performance. That is an alternative hypothesis. which is abbreviated. You start, alternative is capital H. You start with capital H. Are we there? In front of that, classroom management affects student academic performance. Before you start the sentence, you write letter H. Okay? Not the sound, but letter H. Since it is coming from, since it constitutes a general hypothesis, there is nothing like main hypothesis in research. Okay?
Yes, sir.
You only have main research question and main objective. For the hypothesis, it is called general hypothesis. In the place of main, you put general. Now, a general hypothesis has a symbol. The symbol is capital H. And if it is alternative hypothesis, it will be capital H, then the R sound. Small r, small one, down, a lower case. You go to your computer, you have your computer screen in Microsoft Word. You have an X sign with with 2 written with a sub 2 like that, 2 like a root. And so HA is main alternative, is the alternative hypothesis, general alternative hypothesis. Now, if you say null hypothesis for the general, it will be classroom management does not affect students' academic performance. That one will be H, capital H, then O. Classroom management does not affect students' academic performance. That is a null hypothesis, a general null hypothesis. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Now, at the level of sub, you know what to do now. Can you generate three sub null hypotheses from the variables? Specific hypothesis. Let's start with the null. Can you generate 3 null hypotheses from the variable? Winnie,
Yes, Doc.
can you generate even one?
Yes, sir.
I'm waiting.
Reinforcement does not affect people's academic performance.
Yes, or you can say that reinforcement has no statistical significant effect on students' academic performance. That is the right one. Reinforcement has
Thank you, sir.
no statistical significant effect on students' academic performance. Can somebody follow this one and do the rest too? Yvonne has not been speaking here. Where is she? Kumbong, Tanda,
Engagement does not affect
use.
active engagement does not affect people's academic performance.
Can you borrow my statement at a 0 interest rate? I want to give it to you on loan, no interest. I made a statement. Were you keen? Were you following up? Whosoever was following up can take over from Yvonne. It's like Yvonne is sleeping.
So let me try. Con- conditionally does not affect classroom management.
I have not fully used my statement. I made a last statement here. The statement was very, very adjectival. There were a lot of adjectives.
Can I try, sir?
Yes.
Can I try, sir?
Yes, you are free.
Yes. Conditioning as a classroom technique does not affect students' performance.
Let me correct you. Conditioning as a classroom management technique has no statistical significant effect on students' academic performance. Can you repeat that?
Yes, sir. Conditioning as a classroom technique does not statistically
No, no,
affect
no, no, no.
classroom performance.
No, no, no. Conditioning as a classroom management technique has no statistical significant effect on students' academic performance. Is it hard to say?
No, sir.
So right on.
Con- conditioning as a classroom technique does not significantly affect students' academic performance.
You still miss up one thing. Has no statistical significant effect on students' academic performance. Who can try? Rosalie, Rose, Nyenda.
I think against that. If conditioning has no statistical significant effect on students' academic performance.
Yes, conditioning, just to add, as a classroom management technique, has no statistical significant effect on students' academic performance. Yeah, even the one that you are saying that conditioning has no effect, or conditioning does not affect, is still correct. But I want you to use statistical significant because your research will be full of a lot of statistics and significance. This is HND. Okay?
Yes,
So you now see how you now see what we call null hypothesis, right? So can you change one of the null hypothesis to alternative? Now at the level of, please, at the level of specific null hypothesis, null, I told you that null is HO, right? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Now
Yes, sir.
at the level of specific hypothesis, since you have three variables, the first hypothesis is HO1, the second hypothesis is HO2, and the third is HO3. Okay? And so when you say reinforcement as a classroom management technique has no statistical significant effect on students' academic performance is HO1. When you say conditioning as a classroom management technique has no statistical significant effect on students' academic performance is HO2. And when you say active engagement as a classroom management technique has no statistical significant effect on students' academic performance is HO3. Now I want you to change HO1 to HA1. Who can do that?
yes,
Who can change it?
Let me try.
Okay.
Let me
reinforcement
reinforcement
There is traffic jam in who is talking. Okay.
I was saying that reinforcement affect reinforcement statistically. Oh, sorry. Reinforcement affect statistics significantly. Sorry. I'm lost. Let me gather my breath.
You are talking and thinking, my dear. Think before talking. Yes, Winnie.
I think correct answer.
Winnie, you have the floor.
Let me try to.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you. I can say that the authority enforcement will be like this, has a statistical significant effect on students' academic performance.
Just to correct you, reinforcement as a classroom management technique. So you can correct yourself.
Yes, sir. As a class, yes. Reinforcement as a classroom management technique has a statistical significant effect on students' academic performance.
Wonderful. That's correct. Yes. Next person who wanted to try was killing me here. We cannot try. You can try now.
Okay, conditioning as a classroom management technique has a statistical significant effect on students' academic performance.
Period. We ended. We stopped at that level of hypothesis. The alternative hypothesis. That's HA2. Okay. That's HA2. Now, far from hypothesis, I just want to meet up. We have 10 minutes more. We go to research significance of the study. What do we mean by significance of the study? Significance of the study here is the importance of the study. Have you ever heard of the rationale of something? What's rationale? Have you ever heard of this word rationale?
So is it rational or rational?
Rationale, no,
Yes, sir.
not rational. I know the meaning of rational. Rationale. What you are saying is something else.
No, sir. I've not yet heard that.
You will hear today.
Let me wanted to be sure. I've not heard of it.
So what's rationale, madam? Somebody say, You should be able to generate rationale to me. Generate rationale at the end of this. We have 9 minutes more. I don't have to be the one to be answering the question all the time. I've asked a question, answer that question. Okay, now at the level of significance here, the importance of your work. Of what importance would this work be? And to whom is it important to? Who is the person who is supposed to benefit from this work? What are the importance of this work? And who are the people to benefit? And how will they benefit? Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
I've not asked you
Teachers
to,
and learners.
I've not asked you to begin to name. I'm just saying that. I was not asking a question, eh? I was giving you the tips and the hints of what encompasses significance of the study. That in significance of the study, you are talking about the importance of your work. The importance of the work. Now, you will identify some people to whom the work will help, to whom the work is important. Are you there? For example, writing on
Yes, sir.
classroom management. Who are the beneficiaries? First, the Ministry of Secondary or Basic Education, or what you call the government. you have your divisional or regional pedagogic inspectors. You have your divisional delegations. You have school administration. You have the teachers. You have the learners or the students. And then you have the parents. How is the work important to the minister or the government? In the course of, by the end of this work, you are writing on classroom management. So many problems must be identified, must already be identified, that will be able to help the government to tackle and solve the various problems in education. You'll be able to expose the problem, and anybody who reads the government hearing 2 or 3 messages that these are the problems that the educational sector is facing. Since the government or government officials were unable to come to the field to identify it, and then from a research work you've investigated, they have read it and they are able to get acclimatized with the problem. Now from there they can solve the problem. It will help them to solve the problem. Are we there? So you identify a good number of people who will benefit from the work. Then in your explanation, you tell us how they will benefit from it. That is what you call a significance of the study. So you will say that you make a statement, this work will be of importance to the following group of persons: the government, inspectors, this, that. After that, the first paragraph, you start with the first person. To the government, it will help them to do this. To the inspector, it will help them to do this. You understand? Till you finished. Then at the level of operational definition of terms. Operational definition of term is different from definition of terms. When we say define key terms, there are key terms in your work that you must define it for people to understand. For example, in your topic, the key terms always focus on your topic. Your topic has classroom management, your topic has students' academic performance, your topic has active engagement, your topic has conditioning, your topic has reinforcement. You should be able to define this key term. If it is definition of terms, it means that you are defining it according to your own words. Your own words. But if it is operational, yes. Waiting. I'm waiting for your question. Madam, I have 4 minutes left.
Yes, sir. Please, I was going to ask. You just made mention of how we are supposed to define our terms, and you said they should be given in paragraph. And
I said there are two. I said under definition. I said under definition of key terms, you have 2 ways. If the topic is definition of key terms, it is different from operational definition of terms. If you are a research guide, because there is a research guide that the ministry will give, the Ministry of Higher Education will give you a research guide. If on that research guide you see but operational definition of key terms, okay, what you will do is that you are defining the key term according to authors. So if it's reinforcement, how do authors define reinforcement? Not you are not the one defining. If it's operational definition, the definition is given by authors. And you will do it in an intake citation. For example, if the work is written by Winnie for 2011, you will say that Fossey bracket open 2011 define classroom management as, okay? That is what you call in-text citation. In in-text citation, following the recent APA format, the American Psychological Association most recent edition, it is the name of the author and the year of publication. If it is a parenthetical citation, all the name and the year should be put in brackets. If it is a narrative citation, the name is outside and the year is in brackets. Okay? There are two types of citation: parenthetical citation, in parentheses, entre parentheses, inside the bracket, all the names and the year in brackets. This kind of citation come after the statement. It's an indirect citation, a indirect quotation. That means you will define before you put the name. After defining classroom management as standard ways in which teachers are supposed to handle the students, now you put a full stop, then you come after, when the statement is ending, if it is parenthetical citation, you will say Winnie 2011, all inside the bracket after the statement. But if you want to start direct citation, you will start a direct citation with narrative. Narrative. That means you will put Winnie outside and the year in bracket, then you start the definition now. I'm sure it's understood. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we have come to the end of chapter 1. If you have any question, you ask before we go. It was very, very tedious. It was detailed, but I am very much convinced that there have been a lot of teaching and learning here, except somebody will tell me that he hasn't learned anything.
Thank you so much, sir. I've learned a lot. So I have a question, please. At the level of hypothesis,
Yes, ma.
Doc, I wish to ask if all hypotheses can be tested.
When you say all hypotheses can be tested, are you talking about including the general and the specific, or only on the specific?
Both, sir.
When you are testing the specific, all the three specific hypotheses, you have already tested the general. You know why?
No, sir.
Because the specifics are derived from the general. True or false?
No, sir.
So when you test all the three hypotheses, you have tested the general. So there is no way you say you must test general hypothesis before you test specific. No. It is either you test only the general hypothesis and you leave the specific hypothesis, which will not be accepted. To me, you test the specific hypothesis. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Assignment. Are we there?
Yes, sir.
Write a detailed essay. Write a detailed essay.
Yes, sir.
Using comparative analysis.
Yes.
Write a detailed essay using comparative analysis. No, take it like this, please. Pardon me. Write a detailed essay on types of research. On types of research. on types of
Research.
yes, comma, outlining the different steps in each. Outlining the different steps in each. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Outline and explain the different steps in each. Outline and explain the different steps in each. 20 marks.
Yes, sir. Come again.
Outline and
Come again, sir.
write a detailed essay on types of research.
You said outline the different steps in it.
Outline and explain. Or you put state and explain if you don't want to outline. You can put state and explain the different steps in each. Okay?
Come again, sir.
State and explain the different steps in each. Okay? State and explain the different steps in each. Are we there?
Yes, sir.
I'm there.
Then the last question is compare and contrast the two types of research, 10 marks. That's all. You write in words, you do it in words, okay? Compare and contrast the two types of research, 10 marks. Format of writing, Microsoft Word. Submit your assignment on or before Wednesday, 12 midnight. Thank you for your keen and your kind attention. God bless you all. Have a sound sleep. Good night to each and everyone. It was quite awesome having you here in an interactive classroom like this. I wish for many more of this type of classroom. Thank you. I just want to remind you that your class on Thursday, our class entrepreneurship is going to be in the Google Classroom. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Good night, sir. Thank you, doctor.
Yes, Winnie Musi, my class, my delegate, sleep well, eh?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, doctor.
Yeah, good night to everybody. I'm happy. Bye.
Bye.